I'd like to welcome Jeff Adler back home.
It's such a privilege to have you here personally, both you and Ellen, to thank you, not just a letter or a phone call. Turn it over to you for a couple comments, and then we're going to let you mingle some more.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and applause to all of you for all the things that you do to make this a wonderful community. Now, this story Ellen doesn't know, and probably I don't know that there's anybody that knows this story but me. But I don't know how all of you found North Rosedale Park in the first place. But I went to Michigan State, grew up in Huntington Woods. My dad owned a music store in downtown Detroit. So I never really traveled in this neck of the woods. I think I may have gone to Redford High once in a while. My dad's music store did repairs for all of the musical instruments that the Detroit school system had. So in the spring, after school was out, I'd drive around and pick up instruments, take them to the store. In the fall, take them back to the schools. But when I was at Michigan State, I met a girl who I didn't know very well, but I remembered her name. And back in those days, back in the early 70s, late 60s, the student directory actually told you everything. It told you, where people lived, what their home phone numbers were, what their home addresses were. I mean, you didn't need an internet, you just opened the student directory. So, one Christmas break, I looked up her address to go and surprise her and say hello. And she lived on Breton Drive. That's how I found North Rosedale Park. Now, she wasn't home, and her parents either didn't pass the message on, but I never saw her again. But that was how I found North Rosedale Park. Then I got married in 1973 and thought, well, where do I move to raise a family? Well, that place where I tried to pick up the girl was a pretty good place, it looked like. So I came over here to North Rosedale Park and moved into a house which is next door to where Marcia Clausen lives. She didn't live there at the time, but moved in shortly after we moved in. And that was, and not to get too much into the logistics of relationships, but that was with my first wife. We later moved away from North Rosedale to Alma, Michigan, got divorced. And when I came back to Detroit, was living for a short time with my parents in Huntington Woods, and I had met somebody else in Alma that was moving to Detroit, and we formed our family in Detroit, but I suggested, well, why don't we go look in North Rosedale Park? Now, I will also tell you she had some trepidation about that, because I had been involved with the community theater group before I left, and she thought, well, now she's going to be the stranger coming in to the environment as the second wife. Will that be a problem? Well, the warm, gracious welcomes that everybody in North Rosedale Park gives everybody else, and she was certainly very welcome here. And unfortunately, she did pass away 7 years ago. But I got lucky another time. So my lovely wife Ellen and I decided we had a fortunate financial event happen a couple months ago, and thought, wouldn't it be nice to give something back to a place that meant so much in the formation of my family with our children. And Ellen, of course, was very supportive, and here we are. So we're happy to help all of you keep North Rosedale Park the wonderful place it is. And good luck, and we look forward to coming back for the 100th anniversary. Yeah.